This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black business and related news, strategy, and events.
Greetings.
I want you really to put your seatbelt on because we got a lot to unpack in a very short period of time. I cannot cover everything I want to cover in this short period of time. And we talked about a lot of good stuff already, so I can fly through some of the slides fairly quickly so that we can get the best out of this. The goal is when you leave here is you're going to be challenged. You're definitely going to get uncomfortable. And I want you to leave here with applicable, practical skills and tools that you can use to catapult your health into the next level for 2025. Okay, so what we've been doing, we're not going to do that. The past is depression, the future is anxiety, and the present is where peace is at. And so that is going to stay in the present. So let's talk about really quick, and I think we've covered some of this already for your biggest challenges. I just need probably a few of you to share your biggest health challenges as it stands right now. Okay, good. Drinking enough water. What else? Getting enough sleep. Okay. Sleep. Okay. Dry skin. Okay. Very good. Anybody else? All right. So I can cover all of that. Okay. Children. Okay. All right. So children's health. Good. All right. So let's know that I am Beverly Grandison. I am a professional counselor by trade, a certified work site specialist. And I will tell you that I was all Army, so Army all the way, jumped out of perfectly good airplanes, ran 4 or 5 miles a day, thought I was Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman. And for my younger people, that would be, for my wisdom seekers, that would be Cleopatra Jones. So that's my newfound hero that I am in love with. So when I talk about my story, it's truly a story of an officer and a gentleman. I'm the officer, and my husband back there, Johnny, he's the gentleman. He's the civil servant. I'm the veteran. And so what happened for us was a catastrophic entry into this wellness world. Now, literally, April will make 20 years. 20 years. We've been doing this for quite some time. And so, as Blair knows, I'm pretty passionate about what I'm going to talk about. Extensive, like she said, knowledge, and have worked with many people globally to know that what I'm talking about really does work. And if you follow the protocol and the systems and the practices and get into the right habits in the right community, you're going to have a successful, absolutely, life ahead. So after my Afghanistan tour, chronic fatigue set in for 2 years. I couldn't shake it, back and forth to the doctors, running tests. They couldn't tell me what was wrong. Finally, they had to listen when half my face went numb, half my taste sensories disappeared, and I couldn't lift anything with my right hand. Oh, then they started to believe me. Yeah, couldn't feel anything. So they started to run further tests, rule out a whole bunch of different diseases. It wasn't lupus, Lyme disease. It wasn't, what's the other one? Lupus, Lyme disease, or whatever the other one was. I don't remember anymore now, but they landed on an autoimmune disease, multiple sclerosis, MS. Many of you might be familiar with it as a central nervous system disorder that affects everybody's body differently. And so what happened was they wanted to put me on medication immediately. So the first round of those IVs, they told me I was going to get all my energy back, I was going to feel better, and I felt like a train wrecked up, like ran over me. I literally felt like I just got body slammed. That was an infusion. I was supposed to do 3 of those. So the second one, they said, no, it's got to get into your system, it's going to feel better. And I said, okay, great, did it again. And it was worse. I've just felt like, oh my gosh, they're trying to poison me and kill me. So I decided to just check out of that system. Okay, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna hedge my bet and do bad all by myself. So I started going down this trail of holistic care, figuring out I can, as you all have said, food as medicine, okay? And I started to go down a bunch of practicalities, chiropractic care, massage therapy, you name it, I have done it. Acupuncture, dry needle, like I said, massage, counselor. I'm a counselor, so I'm biased. You'll see that. Okay, everybody needs a counselor. So that actually been working for 20 years, medicine-free from any autoimmune disease drugs. And so I'm really grateful for that. And I'm right under the radar because I'll hit my double nickels this year. Whoop, whoop. I'm very excited about that. And by 60, they leave you alone. 60 days, they say, hey, it should be in remission and you should be good to go. All right, well, I think I'm already good to go. So we're good to go. All right, so with that being said, my husband, Johnny, was diagnosed with Crohn's, another autoimmune disease. And we truly didn't know any better. We really thought disease, disability, and doctors would be the rite of passage. But what we have learned from our own experiences, from family and friends' experiences over the years, from science, because I'm backed by a lot of science, that really, truly, it's not even sometimes what you're eating, it's how you're eating, okay? And you're gonna learn a lot about that in this really quick talk, so I'm gonna go fast. So that wrecked my career, but when God closes one door, he opens up another door. It's amazing. And he opens up even a bigger one. And so where I thought plan ABC was the military for me, nope, he had other plans. And now I am able to speak globally and educate and empower people, work and operate in my purpose and my passion, and really give hope to people to let them know that there is a better way. Okay, there is a better way. So after this conversation, if you walk out of here and you decide you want to keep doing what you're doing and getting the same results, just think about the dummy, just running right into the wall. Okay, you're going to be that test dummy that is going to just be that person, because you cannot stand in front of God or whoever you decide you want to worship and say that I didn't know better. He's going to say, yes, you did. You sat through that talk. Remember that Black brand talk, the legacy talk and she told you, so that is why you're here. Now, everybody has their time. So if I were to drop dead right now, don't get scared. I'm absolutely ready and absolutely would be more than elated to just die absolutely doing what I love, okay? So let's talk about certified worksite wellness specialists. This is what we do. We go into corporations and we lower presenteeism, absenteeism. We are going to increase their workforce and help them take healthy habits back home. Counselor, I do believe that your belief system and nutrition are critical to your success. So make no mistake about that. If you don't have your spiritual world in check, then you're fooling yourself. And for those people who are, spiritual and all these other things they have for these younger generation today, you better know that God, source, universe, whoever you want, that entity does exist. And you better know that you're created fearfully and wonderfully on purpose and with a purpose. And once you tap into that, then you understand that power lives in you. He's given us the power. So when we sit up here and talk about, the devil this, we all give him too much credit. He's already defeated in my world. And so I don't relate to that conversation. So when we talk about the broke, sick, and tired, no, that's a choice. And we talked about choices earlier, okay? So look, don't get mad at Blair for inviting me to talk, because look, just blame it on whoever you want to blame it on, okay? But if your toes are getting stepped on, please hear it from my heart. Do not take it personal, and you're gonna see one of the resources I give you about that so that you understand that's your stuff, not my stuff, okay? All right, so but counseling, like I said, everybody needs a counselor. If your counselor doesn't have a counselor, that is a problem. And you need to be bold enough to ask your counselor. I had asked my counselor, we were changing counselors, and he was just blown away that I had the audacity to ask him, do you have a counselor? And they need to be aligned, really, with what you're looking for to gain out of life. So my next question, and this could be biased, but I'm a disruptor, so it doesn't really matter, because it was marriage counseling we were going to. And I said, well, are you married? And he said, what? What does that have to do with anything? I think so too. So I do believe that counselors should be man enough to stay in, hey, that's not my lane. I don't want to do alcohol addiction. That's not my lane. And I'm okay with that. Okay? So there are certain lanes that we should be in, but make sure you find the right one. And just like you hire and fire and throw away this and that, keep on, don't give up, okay? Everybody needs a counselor. It can't be your relatives. They know you too well and they're too biased, okay? But that's all of the stuff that counseling really does for all of us, okay? So, okay, we're going to talk about this this hereditary thing that we really believe that's going on in our race, okay? That is a lie from the pit of hell, okay? No, these lifestyle diseases are not, it's hereditary. We have passed on what Big Mama, Mama Nanny, and Grandma did, and so we do the same thing. And so, do you guys remember that story about, and you probably have heard it before. You remember when they would always cut off, I think, either the head or the hind part of the meat? Do y'all remember that? And you heard that story before, right? And so a little girl, they were having another family reunion, and the girl says, well, why do y'all do that? You know, why do we always cut off, let's just say it's the head of the turkey or whatever, okay? And nobody knew. So they find Grandma, and Grandma says, the reason we cut that off is because the stove was too small. The stove was too small. Really? But that's what we were passing down. You heard it earlier, the lard. We've been cooking with that, and you heard it earlier, the canola oil. You don't cook with olive oil either. I know y'all, ooh, wow, that's right, no, okay? Don't cook with but we just pass that stuff down and thinking that that's okay behavior, and it's really not. So again, I'm gonna challenge you that once you leave here, to debunk some of the myths. Like, I have so many other stuff. I have so much to share, but it's just not enough time. And there's like a class for everything that I got to talk about, but I'm going to go really fast. So put on your seatbelt. Take pictures of the slides as we go, okay, because you will want these. But y'all, we can't afford this. We cannot afford this. Y'all see that, right? And you saw earlier, Dr. Bailey, we're good collaborators with the Newbie Foundation. We do a lot of stuff together around the community, so really love that strategic collaborations. But everybody raise their hand with cancer. Probably can, everybody, because usually I have everybody stand up and everybody would be sitting down. Because everybody knows someone in their family, if not them themselves, who've been infected, okay? This may be the first generation of children to have a short life expectancy than their children. Who wants to bury a child, grandchild, niece, nephew, neighbor, child? Nobody, but that's what we're doing. We're getting sicker and sicker as a nation and burying younger and younger, and we think that that's okay. It's not okay. The American Academy of Pediatrics, another craziness. Children as young as 8 on statin drugs, y'all really get real. Okay, if you're a parent, grandparent, and you think that that's okay behavior, we need to really have a conversation after this. Because those damaging drugs will absolutely lead to just a myriad of things as they come into their young adulthood. Y'all do realize that diabetes used to be adult onset. Because little people didn't get that. And now we're getting it younger and younger. And it's not their fault, okay? So I blame the parents, okay, my parents, all right? So this movie, if you haven't seen it, please go Google it. It's free out there. Go see this movie, or to rent it. It's a very fair, I think, depiction.
$120 billion each year.
People are saying, you're crazy. You're a cancer patient. You should be resting. Doctors told me this.
When I had the second heart attack, the doctor said I should prepare for death.
Heart disease is an absolutely toothless paper tiger that need never, ever exist.
People who were raised in Japan, the Philippines, Korea, China, never had heart disease, prostate cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis.
This is the atlas of cancer mortality in China.
Virtually, the Western diet was non-existent. They had no animal products. They had no dairy, no meat.
We learned that we could turn on and turn off cancer growth just by adjusting the level of intake of that protein.
I knew at that point what caused most diseases.
Our national authorities are simply excluding this concept in order to protect the status quo.
So now is the time.
Some people would call that extreme.
I know of nothing else in medicine that can come close to what a plant-based diet could do.
If you go through life thinking that what happens to you from a health perspective is based on your genes, you're a helpless victim.
I've reversed the diabetes. The diabetes is not coming back.
I just can't understand what it's done to change my life.
Diet is so much more important than anybody ever thought.
To me, the answer is so simple, it's criminal. And it's just people starting to take responsibility for their health and starting to eat more plant-based foods.
It's that simple. Okay. All right. So I'm going to run through these really quickly because I don't believe this is going to be shocking to anybody. I think everybody is aware that we are the number one on every one of these slides, okay? So for infant mortality, you see that? Blacks, 10.9. And if you go down to the Asians, 3.6. Anywhere in between that, 5.0 for the Hispanics, over double, okay? Not mortality rates for adults, 25 to 44. You see these numbers? And you heard the word disparity? We are leading the cause in all of this. For 45 to 64, we again are number one. And number one by 3 times the Asian population. Heart disease, cancer, stroke. COVID was a new one for me. That has not hit my radar for deaths from COVID, actually. The top 3, heart disease, cancer, stroke, and then diabetes, okay? So, prevalence of disabilities in older adults. Everybody want to say aging. My dad says aging is not for the weak, okay? And it's never too late to start, but the earlier you start, the healthier you're going to be, okay? But you see those numbers? Then life expectancy at birth. Again, we're the lowest ones. And this can be changed, okay? So I like to call it KISS, Health Challenge. And if you so accept the mission, we can keep it simple and sexy for success. So we're going to talk about a couple of quick things: nutrition, movement, mindfulness, and intermittent fasting. Y'all, it doesn't get simpler than that. We complicating it, chasing stuff, trying to find the magic pill, potion, whatever. It does not exist. Can we just go back to the basics and do what we know is right? What our ancestors did, they were outside exercising, they were at peace, one with nature, they were eating real food, and they weren't grazing all day. They did not do that, okay? So here are the 5 lifestyle changes. This is like, I'm gonna do this and then I'm just gonna sit down, okay? Because you already know all of this, all right? So, who doesn't know to drink more water? So somebody says drink more water. How much water are you supposed to drink? How much water are you supposed to drink? That's right. Everybody knows this. Half your body weight in ounces of water. On my table out there, we have a great visual to show you how to get that water in. Whatever makes your boat float, you better drink that water. Bones, tissue, muscles have to get that water. Have a headache, drink water. Backache, drink water. Hips and knees ache, drink water. Water's my magical, mystical drug. Stop saying that. Correct. 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 That's correct. It is not hard. It's a choice. And when we put those words out in the atmosphere, then your body says, yeah, it's hard. Okay. So actually, if you just wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I love water. I love it. I like it. I want more of it. Yes. Okay. All right. So B, get more sleep. Y'all talked about that sleep. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more later too. But sleep is non-negotiable, y'all. Okay. It is non-negotiable. And I'm going to talk about that. Go ahead. Yep. I'm going to talk about it. Eat real food. And food does not come in a package and doesn't have a long label list. Okay. So that's not real food. Food doesn't even have a label. What's on the label of an apple? Apples. Yeah. Go figure. We're going to talk about deep breathing. Okay. I'll take you through a quick exercise because that mindfulness, that meditation really resets. I literally ran into the doctor's office yesterday. I got lost in the VA because they sent me on a squirrel roll somewhere. And then I finally got there. They took my blood pressure. It was 150 something. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no, that's my workout blood pressure. You will not put that in my records. Let me just zing myself down. Let me sit here and just breathe so I can just calm down and get my blood pressure down. And I did that she let me do that for probably about less than 5 minutes. And I got it back down to the 120 something, which I think is still high for me, but nonetheless, I'll take it. Okay. So just doing deep breathing can actually lower your blood pressure. Okay. And if you don't move it, you're going to lose it. You best believe the older you get, again, non-negotiable. Okay. Non-negotiable because that strength. Remember that lady who fallen in that commercial? I've fallen and I can't get up. She didn't even have enough strength to pull herself to the phone to get help. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you're lazy, today let that be your last day. And your bonus, as we talked about, disease is not hereditary. Get it out of your mind, okay? Because and now some of the genetic ones, I'm not going to fight you down about, okay? I'm not talking about the genetic ones. I'm talking about them top 3 that we talked about, because everyone in here knows somebody and are concerned about some of this stuff here. Everybody knows this. And what's shocking to me, so this is newer information, Blair, that I've been privy to over 20 years of doing this. And this right here, y'all, this right here is what is so shocking to me. I cannot believe that everything is linked to insulin resistance, and no one is talking about it. And so I think that, and I used to think that I was in the 7%. Any of my friends would have told you I was the healthiest friend that they had in the bunch. I would have told you that. And I was rudely awakened to find out that, no, I'm in that 93% also. Well, I believe I'm getting up. I'm getting back to my belief in 7%. I'm getting back there. But understand that, again, we talked about the type 2 diabetes. We talked about, and this right here. Okay, I'm going to just put a shameless plug out there. If y'all know anybody on those drugs, okay, those GLP-1s, please help them help themselves. Very damaging side effects. Gastroparesis for the rest of their life. They lose gallbladders. The quality of life is completely degraded when your body can literally do it itself with some natural stuff. Okay, and it works. Okay, it really works. All right, and heart disease, of course, is killing everybody. That's a choice. So if you have any of these symptoms, and that is what got me, skin tags. Y'all, I was shocked. I was beyond shocked because I thought my grandmother had them, and I knew that I would have them because she had to pick them off, and I was going to have them picked off. But skin tags are a sign of insulin resistance. I had no idea. That was a shock. So what is insulin resistance? What is insulin? Does anybody know what is insulin resistance? Yeah, what is it?
It's when your cells are not reacting to the insulin to be able to process glucose in your blood sugar.
And why does that happen?
That happens because inactivity and an overload of that glucose.
Overload, exactly. That overload to where your body cannot. So it's not responding because you have given it too much, and it's like that suitcase. Think about you trying to pack a suitcase, and you're trying to get everything in it. And that suitcase is not going to close. No matter how much you shove, push, roll, flip, this, that, to try to push that in that suitcase, it is not going to close. That is what insulin resistance is like. Your body is trying to do what it's supposed to do, to burn glucose or fat, but it can't burn so much. And so it just shuts off and says, I've had enough. And then there's a myriad of situations that happen behind that one, okay? So it is the number one thing, and I really want y'all to understand that and wake up, okay? Because it is insulin resistance. And if your doctors are not talking about that, you need to have the conversation with them, okay? So nutrition, we're going to talk about water, we're going to talk about real meals, moving and standing, we're going to talk about that, mindfulness, and intermittent fasting, and how to ease your way into this. So how many of you can wake up without your alarm clock? Okay, that's a good number. That's a good number because your body's supposed to be able to do that. You're supposed to be able to go to sleep, and then your body naturally wakes up with energy without your alarm clock. So if I go to bed at a certain time, I know a couple hours later, between 6 and 7 hours, my body's going to get up, no matter what time I get up. Okay.
Because you said how many of us wake up without our alarm clock.
Correct.
But then
I love that. So let me re-ask that question. How many of you wake up without your alarm clock with energy? Okay, so a couple hands went down. Okay, yeah. And that's your body's saying, we listen, your body's talking every day. We need to listen. Okay, we have to listen. I know there's a lot of stuff out there, y'all, but as Dr. Bailey has said earlier, you're gonna have to bed down and decide, hey, you know what do I have to lose believe in her? Because obviously what I'm doing has not been working. So if you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results, on the same medicine, higher dosage, on another medication, ended up in dialysis because that's the rite of passage. You just go to the dialysis center, y'all, and go talk to them. See what medications they were on and see if you're on it. I don't even care how low dosage you're on. It's a pet peeve of mine when somebody tells me, well, no, I really am healthy. I'm on a low dosage of the high blood pressure medicine. Y'all, that is not healthy. If you're on any medication, long term, that is not healthy. Medication is supposed to be short term to get you out of a crisis, and your body is supposed to kick in to then heal itself and function properly. So all this belief that I have to be on high blood pressure medicine and high cholesterol, y'all, my mind is blown out the water with this knowledge of insulin resistance. We have people now coming off of those medications after 20, 30, 40 years. Correct. And it's mind-blowing to me. So what happens when you don't sleep? All this stuff is happening when you don't sleep, y'all. Okay? All of this stuff is happening when you don't sleep. I need you to understand the criticality of not getting sleep. You cannot make up the sleep on the weekend. You cannot, decide I'm going to just binge and then it doesn't work. And y'all now, they're linking lack of sleep to dementia and Alzheimer. Yes, it's real. Increased risk of diabetes. You weaken your immune system for sure. And when people talk about, it's the weather. The kids were sick and that's why I got sick. And I'm thinking to myself, it's the weather. Then everybody in Alaska should be sick. Everybody's body is different, and as you age, it seems like, I'm hearing from my wisdom seekers, I call my wisdom seekers, they don't sleep as long, but if they're children, okay, so toddlers and up to middle school and all that stuff, they should be getting okay, let me start back. The littles should be getting 10 hours of sleep, okay? And that's not happening. So they're already starting at a degraded state because of the busy lives that we all decide we want to play into. The little middle schoolers and stuff, for any of the kids, at least no less than 8 hours, all the way to high school, okay? Now for me, like I said, maybe 6 to 8 as an adult, I think that's healthy. But again, everybody's body's different. So if you can get up without the alarm clock, with energy, then you're going good.
Well, you've been in the service, right?
I was, Army all the way.
PTSD.
Absolutely does, yes. Mm-hmm. What about it?
Sleep disorder.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. What are you telling me? Mm-hmm. I know that's what you're told. I know. Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know. I understand that, and I'm not taking that lightly. I believe you 100%. Understand, as a professional counselor, DSM-5 to me is the devil. They've just put labels on stuff, and big pharma and the psychiatric academy they slept together and decided we're gonna put all these labels on people, because think about this, guys. Before this, and I'm gonna go off of town. Look. So before this, those commercials that they used to be for the others. And we would look at those commercials, we'd be like, they so crazy. That's not us. And it wasn't that so much we were masking stuff, because we had a village. We had community back then. It was a different whole world back then on how they really cope with stuff. And they went through some hell. Don't get it twisted, okay? So we know that. But it was a difference. It was a difference. So now they got smart, though, and they started putting us in them commercials. And we sitting up there on a couch talking about, oh my gosh, I think that's me. And then they have these happy people on the commercials, so happy, and then you hear the litany of side effects. And I'm thinking to myself, I go in for depression, now I'm gonna have suicidal ideation, I might have a heart attack, and okay, I might as well just stay depressed for all of that. But guys, look, if you get into the right circles and find the right counselor, and we get your body operating like it's supposed to be, you will be amazed at how PTSD and all of that stuff is affected. It is tied together, and that you can bank on. I've done it too many times. I've talked to too many people. Science shows it and backs it, that food will absolutely trigger those things even more. Absolutely, 100%. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I cover all of that. So Alzheimer's, mental behaviors and disorders are happening, weight gain for lack of sleep. Okay, let's talk about mindfulness. How many of you are one with nature? How many of you go outside to just get some fresh air? Go hug a tree. I know it sounds crazy, but go hug a tree. Walk outside with your bare feet. Walk outside with your bare feet. Okay? So there's things that we're doing, which Blair asked. So Blair, any of those things all these things that the opposite of this is what we're not doing. Okay? All these lifestyle stuff. So if you're not doing the deep breathing, if you're not cooking real food, I like plants. You're going to hear about plants a little bit. Okay? Plants are great. Hanging out with some really good friends. Forgive. That's a whole class by itself. Unforgiveness will absolutely keep you sick. Make no mistake about that. It will manifest as cancer and is very toxic, okay? So I have a question regarding what you just said about, if we can get with a good counselor and you can show us, would you say this is a good time to pass out your card to everybody so they can find you? No, I do not do individual counseling anymore. Yeah. You can, later. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So, mindfulness and attitudes, okay? Guys, embrace these. It's real. My word for the year is gratitude. Find a word for the year and walk into it, live into it. It's real. For the last 7 years, I've been doing this, and those words were like next level. I went from 1 year epic to black to quiet, and I started panicking. And one of my high school buddies is like, why are you tripping? Like, why can't you just have a quiet, successful journey? I was like, you know what, received. Because I really thought like quiet meant I was about to get laid up in my neck, I'm gonna be in the hospital bed, I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh. So, but guess what happened? So epic was not 2019. What happened 2020? The whole world sat quiet. That was so powerful for me. So find your word and live into it. This year, gratitude. And when you wake up every day with gratitude, it's amazing how it will cellularly shift your insides, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't worry, y'all about to get up too.
Definitely. Gratitude has phenomenal benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. There was a study done by neuroscientists.
Mm-hmm.
In which they had 117 subjects, and the protocol was for them to express gratitude for 15 minutes a day for 4 days.
Yes.
And at the end of the 4 days, there is it's called your body's natural secretion shot. It's called immunoglobulin A. Your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system produces that.
Yeah.
Gratitude feeds that. When they remeasured these subjects' immunoglobulin A levels when they came back after the 4 days, there was a 50%
wow.
increase.
Can everybody say wow? Yes.
And that just proves to you and
yes.
show you that you can absolutely train your brain
That's right.
body to get on board with it. Now, this is not about you receiving something.
That's right.
Somebody's going to give you something. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Or something grand or great happens, and you're just serotonin, dopamine, endorphins.
Exactly.
And that wears off 5 minutes later. This is about it coming from a place.
That's right.
It is about all of these things that she has on the screen, especially the mindfulness.
Yes.
To your present moment awareness, abundance awareness.
That's right.
You can inhale and exhale. You're breathing all of these oxygen. Go outside, look up at the sky, see the infinite, the sights and sounds of nature.
That's right.
Sunshine, appreciating what you have without having something outside of you to have to
That's right.
bring on this feeling.
That's right.
Feel like, oh, I can be happy now. Happiness is a choice.
That's right.
You have to
And nobody can do that for you. That's right. Yes.
It has impeccable health benefits because it's feeding your immune system.
Yes.
As I stated earlier,
yes.
is your primary defense against disease.
Y'all, she is not a paid spokesperson. I don't know her. She's amazing. Yes. That's right. That's right. Thank you. That's right. That's right.
And if you continue to excuse it,
that's right.
Or blame and shame,
you
will stay the same.
That's right.
I mean, it's just what it is.
Let it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I can sit down. Thank you. All right, real quick.
Yeah, this is super quick. I was wondering if you were recruiting for the Brains and Beauty Crew.
Oh, look, we go. Yeah, we gonna collaborate. Trust me, Blair, you've done an amazing thing here. So let's do this breathing real quick, okay? I love the Ayurvedic 4-7-8. If you've never heard of it, 4-7-8. You're gonna breathe in for 4, hold for 7, breathe out for 8, okay? That's just how that works. Now, listen, breathing is deep, okay? Because it's not shallow. It's not your chest breathing. It's gut breathing. It's belly breathing, okay? That's what it takes. It takes belly breathing in order for you to get to that really deep core breath, okay? And it takes practice because some of my singers, they know out there, you breathe in your nose, your stomach actually goes out. It takes some practice. It's opposite of what you're used to. But if you focus on your breath, you best believe that you're going to calm your whole autonomic nervous system down. Believe it, okay? So I don't want to do this one. You guys can do this one, practice one that's home. This one I'm going to do. This one we're going to do the box breathing because I'm military. Box breathing is the military breathing, okay? 4, 4, 4, 4. So, and you see the time to cut down, to count down. So let's do it together. You're going to breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out for 4. Well, I'm off, but just keep going with me. We'll go with the slide. All right, so let's go with the slide. Okay, we're gonna go. Breathe, you're breathing. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, breathe in now. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Out. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so y'all, that will help put you to sleep. Okay? If you just focus on the breath, stay in the present. The breath is present. You start to go off on a tangent somewhere, just bring it back. Okay? Because our brains try to work on getting towards like 5 minutes of quiet. It's very hard to do. Most people don't do it. They can't do it, okay? But if you practice and put it into place, then it becomes absolutely that you can do it. The 4 Agreements, this is an amazing book. I love this book. This is one of the books that I recommend highly behind the Bible. I do love biblical principles. They really do work. If you follow them, they're amazing. But Don Miguel Ruiz, amazing. Now, if you're super, spiritual or religious or whatever, it sounds some of it weird, but let me tell it, it's all connected. And if you just follow the principles that he talks about, and in no random order, always do your best, speak with integrity, don't take anything personally, and the 4th one, be impeccable with your word. So impeccable with your word, speak with integrity, don't take anything personal, and do your best, whatever. It's a 4, okay? Get the 4 because they work. And this is what I've lived by for over 20 years of my life since I was introduced to this book, okay? So get this book. It's an easy read. I love how he tells the stories behind it, but that is a super book to really help you not take anything personal. Quick story. So I went to this really big event, and I saw one of my friends across the way, and I was waving, and she was looking right at me. She really was. I thought she was looking right at me. And I'm looking at her, and she's just ignoring me. And I'm in my head, like we do. And Brene Brown is another person that I like. And Brene says that first, crappy draft of what you tell yourself, just zero it, okay? Usually it's wrong. So I'm feeling some kind of way. I finally get to her and she's like, oh my gosh, how are you? I'm just seeing you. And I'm like, okay, yeah. My stuff, okay? My stuff, all right? So don't take it personal and don't make assumptions. Those are my two big ones. That's the other two. Don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personal. Speak with integrity. Always do your best, okay? Critical. All right. Health benefits of intermittent fast. Let's talk about intermittent fasting because what I learned, because I thought, and we all were taught, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Y'all know where that came from? Commercialization, okay? Commercialization. They just wanted to sell some more food to y'all and just let y'all stay sick, okay? And then I learned Elmo, eat less more often, graze through the day, because you need all this energy and stuff like that. That is not true, okay? It does not work. And the older we get, it does not work. I did not know this. Over 50, and I'm like, wow. I did not know. And then now my poor 40 and 30-year-olds are feeling like me. I'm feeling like the 70-year-old. This is not good, y'all. We have got to save this younger generation. Y'all got to be stronger, wiser, better than us. Can't make the same dumb mistakes, especially when we know better. You do better. But some people, a hard head makes a soft behind, and it's okay. Some of us have to learn harder than others. But if there's a tried and proven system and you see the path ahead and people are doing it and they're successful on it, you might want to pay attention, okay? So intermittent fasting, all of this stuff will happen when you do the 16. So my husband and I, we stopped now eating after 8 o'clock. We're not snacking. We're actually sipping on a tea, a yerba mate tea. I'm glad you tasted it. Hopefully y'all tasted it. It's lemon. And this helps us to fast longer without breaking our fast and also supply our bodies the nutrients it needs. In Argentina, South America, they call it the drink of the gods. And so very potent, really good, and it helps us to maintain our fast. Okay, So are you getting your 3 meals in? You can. So here it is right here, right? Good question. So right there, now I don't get the 3, I do 2. I skip breakfast, and then I just do lunch. I don't snack, and I do dinner, okay? I just do 2. Now, if you need to walk yourself into it, yes, you can do. You need 4 hours between meals, okay? 4 hours between meals. Okay, let your body reset so that it can heal and then start the process again, okay? So I skip breakfast. I wake up, I'm drinking, and if you're gonna do coffee, do it black, okay? And I also learned that you can do it like a lot of fat, because fat does not break your fast, and fat, yeah, is good for your body, but I don't believe in diets, so do it black. And then I don't snack in the middle. I eat a heavy meal. I'm gonna drink my fiber with it also. So I do my tea during the day, and then I'm also gonna add fiber depending if I'm eating a heavy carbohydrate meal. I shake that up with some water, and I'm gonna drink that, and that helps to make sure it enrobes the toxins, slow down the insulin rush that's gonna happen, and then go from there. Because this is the simplicity of it. This is what should be happening, okay? What should be happening is that your insulin levels should not be spiking all the day. And I did not know that even as a plant-based eater, I consider myself super healthy, that my insulin levels was high all day. I was snacking all day. I was never giving my body an opportunity or chance to come back down to actually heal and do what it's supposed to do. So giving it that 16 and you'll be amazed. You guys, it's next level. So it is the Feel Great system. There's more information on our table out there about that. The benefits are scientific. They're proven. You take your lab works. You yourself will have your own results, okay, of what and how that this intermittent fasting and protocol can do for you. It is next level. It is next level. I will say that honestly. And here's our story. That's what made me a believer. Johnny's now almost down 40 pounds, and my skin tags are less. That was a shock. I was a skeptic. Did not know that could be possible. And it took about 2 months for my body to actually, my microbiome to get reset with the fiber. So that was a shock to my system too, because I really thought I was so healthy. So although we don't present on the outside and we look good, you best believe the inside is talking. You better listen, okay? Because we know how to mask a lot of stuff. All right, so healthy stuff. So let's talk about hydration. We're gonna talk about smart eating, energy, and time blocking. So you do know sitting is the new smoking. In case everybody just get up for me real quick. Everybody get up. Everybody get up. All right. And as we're talking, I just want you walking in place, okay? I just want you walking in place. What I want you to do is get a standing desk, okay? I want you to get a standing desk. It's not a lot of money. It's worth the investment, okay? That you can actually walk and work. You're on the phone and you're at your desk and you're walking and you're exercising, okay? I like squats. Squats are really good. Make sure that your knees don't go in front of your toes. Squats are really good exercise. Doing your arms like this, okay? Stretching through the day, yoga poses, all that good stuff you can do at your desk. You can do those. There's no excuse as to why you have to stay sedentary. There is no excuse. As a matter of fact, everybody take one lap real quick. One lap real quick. Just walk around the office. Okay, one lap real quick. Move it. Shake them legs out. Shake those legs out. Shake those legs out. That's right. We can dance. Dancing is exercise. That's right. Do. That's right. There we go. That's right.
Get up. Get on up.
There we go. Get on up. Get on up.
Stay on the scene. Get on up like a sex machine. Get on up.
That's right.
Get up. Get on up.
That's right. All right, get back to your seat. When you get back to your seat. That's right. See, that exercise and see what that did for your body. Okay? See what that did for your body. You gotta move. And then how about before you get out the bed, do some crunches. That's a bonus. Okay, do some crunches before you get out the bed. Work those abdominal muscles. Yes. Exactly. There are apps. That's right. That's right. Okay. So there are a lot of apps out there. Time blocking. So this is another good book, guys. I want you to get this book, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Very powerful book about time blocking. I know those are a little small. I thought I was going to have my computer. I could blow it up for you. But you got to get specific enough. If you don't put you on your calendar, you will not happen. Okay, if you don't put you in your calendar, you will not happen. You have to have healthy boundaries. No is a sentence. And I think we're just overstimulated. We're overworked. We're overcommitted. And that's a choice. And if we don't all together decide to dial it back, then we're just producing another generation of crazy. Because kids catch more than what you tell them. More is caught than taught. Okay, and they're going to do what you do. So we're going to have to somehow dial back this life of crazy and sometimes put that cell phone down. Turn it off. Okay, no interruptions. Do not disturb. And you better unplug from that little silly social media idiot box because your blood pressure will be up. And you should definitely not be sleeping with the TV on. That is ridiculous. I am sorry. It makes no sense. The TV is not in my room. As a matter of fact, I don't even sleep with the cell phone in my room anymore. Okay, no, because those waves are also not healthy as you sleep. CPAP machines. Who knew that is not normal? It's not normal. I got friends in high school that think that's like a glorified thing to do as we get old. No. I went to my naturopath, and my naturopath is like, man, what's going on with your body? And so I got to dial my husband out. So she said, are you on a CPAP machine? I said, absolutely not. I said, my husband is or was. It's affecting your health. Y'all, that was a game changer. I went back home. I said, we're about to get divorced because I'm not even playing with you. You're going to have to get out the house. You're going to have to get out the room because we're just not going to play this game. We just not going to do this anymore. And that was a wake-up game. That was a wake-up call. Because that ain't even sexy. That is foolishness, y'all. Oh, my gosh. Like, who in the world thinks that's... Okay, let me stop. Go ahead. She said that the wave that it was emitting was affecting my body waves. Yes.
Electromagnetic frequency, the waves that come from cell phones.
All that stuff.
Of all sorts.
Correct. And my body was compromised at that time to not handle that well. Okay? So, yeah, exactly. True enough. Okay? So, time block. Put you on your calendar. Okay? Put you on your calendar and get up, exercise. All right, let's talk about this stuff here. I'm going to hurry up. So, tomorrow, actually, since we were out of town last week, we usually do every second Sunday. We've been doing this for over a decade, the salad jar parties. We'll talk about it. They're fun. Come on over. And let me say this up front. Y'all fully well know y'all go to them restaurants. Y'all don't care what they're doing in their kitchen, and y'all eat that food up. So just because you got strangers coming to the house and they bring in their stuff, nobody in over 10 years has messed up toppings on salad, okay? And gratefully, thank the Lord, no one's gotten sick, anything like that, and we've been doing well. In a community of like minds, like hearts, economically affordable, affording these hacks that we can do to take control of our health and also to make sure that we are gonna make sure that we stay healthy. Okay, so I like these things, so you can take a picture of that. I think this is in Costco. Costco? Is it Costco? No, I'm going to get back to that. Don't worry. I'm going to get back to it. So I'm going to go back in deeper depth. That's what it looks like. You can just pass that around. But I'm going to get back to that. So those are, I think in Costco, those are my quick hacks, okay, for my millennial women and for just lazy people like me, okay, that we're just going to just throw that in a pot, warm it up, and that's really healthy stuff, okay? And it's very filling, and you get all your fiber, and it's going to do your body good. But that's quick, less than 10 minutes that you can throw that together, okay? The China Study Family Cookbook, y'all, our story is in here. You go to page 161, our story is in here. So and it's a really great plant-based, okay, book. I have some other resources and tools that I can share with you guys and recipes and all that good stuff. Did you taste my bean casserole? Did I ever make my bean casserole for you? No? No? Okay, so my bean casserole is amazing. All the fiber and everything. That's a super, Peggy's had my bean casserole. Peggy's made the bean casserole. Yes, and so good stuff. Nutrition detectives, read your labels. If you're not reading your labels, what's on the label in the front is not necessarily what's in the packaging. Exactly. They'll say strawberry juice. Ain't no strawberries in there, okay? Correct. Exactly. So look, don't be fooled by the big letters on the front of the package. Look for the small nutrition facts label. And guess what? The less ingredients, the healthier. Okay? And then the first ingredient is going to be your biggest ingredient. So you see a sugar presentation out there on the front table. If sugar is the first ingredient, your kid should not be eating sugar and candy for breakfast. Makes no sense for me. I don't understand that. And they feed all that crap into the kids. And we talked about dairy and all that stuff, but let's not go there because that's another talk for another day. All right, let's go back real quick. All right, and so then you have avoid the foods that contain partially hydrogenated oils. So any of your peanut butters, read the label. Any partially hydrogenated anything. Partially hydrogenated, fractionated oil. Like the oils that are in olive oil, yes. Mm-hmm. Correct. Exactly. And it goes that, and it'll do that in your body. So it's fractionated, like we have these molecules that are connected, and then they connect really dangerously for our bodies. It's not made for us to eat. So like olive oil has a very low heat index. That's not what you're supposed to be cooking for it. Now, if you want to put a tablespoon on your salad, that's fine, but it has to be really high quality olive oil. Exactly, okay? So nothing partially hydrogenated, and then make sure to fructose, avoid long lists, and fiber is your friend. Fiber is your best friend. Guys, that's the problem with my carnivores, my meat eaters and all this stuff. They don't get enough fiber. And you have to get fiber in your diet. And fiber is only found, guess what? In colorful foods. And I have to give Blair and her team a shout out because yes, they had a good colorful meal there for you all. And I'm really grateful for that because, I mean, you're not going to die just, one meal. If you decide to do a meatless Monday, you're not going to die, I promise. I used to be steak lover number 1 until you get a diagnosis. Why does it have to wait till we get a diagnosis until something changes? Oh, I can't quit smoking. Oh, but get a diagnosis. All of a sudden, whoop, I'm healed. I can't stop drinking. Get a diagnosis. Oh my gosh, I'm healed. So before you go there, since I've traveled that journey for you, okay, how about we just do prevention? Because tell me which one's easier. Would you want to prevent cancer or would you want to cure it? I would think so too, But think about this. Has a cure happened? No. And we're getting sicker and sicker, and we're testing more and more. Okay, next story. All right. So the best way that you can change your diet is to expand your options, and that's what the salad in a jar does. That's why I love it. That's why I've been doing it for so long. Like, we're going to do that until we drop dead because it just makes sense to me. Like, at work on Mondays, y'all can do this. At your churches, y'all can do this. At your clubhouse, you can do this. At the schoolhouse, you can do this. It's very simple and doesn't take a lot. There's a sign-up roster. You're going to see that. You can copy it, okay? It makes it easy. Sign Up Genie is free. We have all these tools and resources. We use them for the edification and manifestation of our body of Christ, but goodness, the church is sicker, broker, badder, divorce rate higher. Can we just change that paradigm? The church used to be the number one authoritarian. It's not even in the top 25 anymore. If the church were doing what the church is supposed to do, guess what? The world would look a lot different right now. So we are the church, so we can't blame the building. And if we are the example that we want others to follow, then let's be about it. So let's talk about salad jar. It does keep fat away, okay? And it can keep all of those diseases away, absolutely, okay? You have meals ready for the week. Sometimes, depending on how big the group is, you can go home with 3 to 5 meals. That's a whole meals for the week. You don't have to think about it. Some people can't even eat the whole jar. I eat a lot, so I can eat a jar. And it's packed with nutrients, okay?
I wanted to say something about the salads in a jar.
Thank you. I know, I heard that forcing.
Forcing them to enjoy all the different ways of a salad in a jar.
That's right.
Not just in a jar, but then sometimes people put theirs in a wrap. Sometimes
That's right.
Noodles or with rice.
Absolutely.
And so it's been an enjoyable experience.
And it's opened up your paradigm. So I'm glad that you have the patience to force, as she so eloquently said. Yes. She's trying to keep y'all alive, okay? And like I tell people, I want to age with healthy, wealthy women. We're going to outlive our men, so I'm not coming to visit you in hospice or the hospital for stuff that you could have prevented today. Now, I tell people, if my husband, get hit by a bus, Nurse Beverly. But if he decide he want to eat crazy and get sick, he going to have Butcher Helga. Not going to be Nurse Beverly, okay? I'm coming in right now. Yep, you guys are right there. Yep. So you see this food up there? People brought all of that. They signed up and they brought all of that food. So you would look at the roster today before you came and make sure you see how many people are signed up, and you're going to bring what you sign up for 2 toppings. Then I want you to start saving your jars because we can recycle jars. Yes, Johnny. Yep, I'm going to talk about that. Don't worry, it's all in here. It's all in here. So see what your question was. People go around the table. We network. Okay, so we're changing business cards. We're finding out because, as it was said eloquently earlier, we have all of the resource we have within. And if we can just continue to support Black, buy Black, on February 28th, we're supposed to be doing the boycott. I pray and hope that we can unify just one day to shut the market down, because you all do understand we are the biggest consumers on the planet. We would be number 14 GDP if we actually would keep our money within. We're the only race that does not do that. So if we can truly, okay, on February 28th, you all know, if you haven't heard, ask somebody about it. Don't go shopping. Just don't go shopping, okay? That'd be just better, okay? So this is what we do. We stack those jars. Everybody comes together. That was a big group, that one. We have smaller groups. It just depends on who signs up and who decides to come. But it's an amazing community of amazing people, okay? Tower Garden. Y'all asked about the Tower Garden. So the Tower Garden is an aeroponic vertical garden that we grows without soil. And it saves a lot of space. And I like to show this because Peggy Newby with Newby Foundation, she's the spearhead for this, and I just tag along for the fun. And this is really, they did a great job putting this together.
By growing their own tower gardens in their schools, aeroponics allows for plants and vegetables to grow with water and air without soil. With the Tower Gardens, students are learning about minerals, elements, and healthier eating habits.
They are really excited about growing up and coming to school and looking at the tower every day, seeing it grow, testing the pH, learning about the minerals and elements. So it's a STEM program.
with lesson plans, everything involved, so that they are getting exposure. Because the more we can expose these kids to, the smarter and stronger and wiser they're going to be.
It's because we saw a trend in an age group that surprised us. We saw youth from 18 to 25 years old experiencing chronic diseases at 18 to 25. So our concept was we have to get the children when they're younger. So that is the concept of bringing fruits and vegetables and how to eat healthy and exercising and drinking water so that we can break the cycle. Because if you're experiencing chronic diseases at 18 and 25, I can't imagine what you're going to look like after 40.
Yeah, that's what's happening, guys. After 40 is really bad. So I got to rush because our next speaker has to get up here and but Tower Gardens, you can talk about that with Peggy. Relationships matter. Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. And watch your character. That becomes your destiny. Okay? It's all about alignment, guys. It really is. So is your life in alignment or whatever it is? Money, health, family, journey, work. What is it? I need you to put your name in here and everybody say it together really quick. I am, your name. And say it together. I am healthy and I am in charge of the life I deserve. Okay, so the Kiss Health Challenge, that's out there on the table too. So take a look at that when you get a chance. It's 5 days. You get a lot of great resources. You get a phone call, a text message, an email. It's every 7 o'clock, less than 10 minutes. Check in to see how you did that day. And you get a lot of resources, okay? There is a membership free that you can get discounts. So if you want to do that, that's at the table too. Scan that, put your name in there, and then you'll be signed up to get educational information also. And really quick, what we offer. So workshops, motivational coaching, nutritional coaching, corporate wellness programs, the gardening system, sound and jar workshops, holistic health strategies, and we're in the school and community health initiatives, just partnering with strategic alliances, again, like Dr. Bailey, Newbie Foundation, Peggy. And if you want to stay connected, just text, write that number down, 757-799-1377, 757-799-1377. You text your name, email, and text whatever information you want. I will get that sent to you, okay? Just remember that you truly do deserve so much more, and there's way more to life than what we're living today. Don't focus on outside things that we cannot control. Focus on what you can control and show up as your best so that we can impact this next generation. Relationships matter, marriage matters, life matters, health matters, okay? So join the movement with us. Join us, 799-1377, text, email, call, and we will get with you. All right, that was it. That was quick. All right, see? Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much.
Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Phenomenal.